So Boruto 2 Blue Vortex introduced us to a bunch of new villains, and these villains are on a tier that we've never seen before, as literally one of these new villains was able to keep up with time skip Boruto, and they would have actually killed Boruto had it not been for Jura. Now assuming you don't keep up with Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, you're probably wondering who are these new villains. Well, basically these new villains are the humanification of the Ten Tails. Now if you remember in Boruto Part 1, Code created an army full of claw grinds, and the way he created these claw grinds was by splitting the Ten Tails up with his own chakra. Now originally these Ten Tails claw grinds were going after Kaoki and Boruto because they were Otsutsuki, but due to Code infusing his own chakra, they started going after humans as well, which the claw grinds would turn every victim into a tree. Some of these victims would include Sasuke, Moegi, Bug, and Soegi. Now before we got confirmation from Sarada, we all thought that when the claw grinds turned you to a tree, you were dead. But obviously that wasn't the case, as Sarada confirmed that everybody turned into a tree was still alive, which would then raise the question, how do you save everyone turned into a tree? As of right now, Boruto chapter 6, we currently do not know. But back to Code and his Ten Tails army. With Code being the fool he is, he didn't know the extent of his own actions, as when he infused his chakra with the Ten Tails, he caused a mutation, as everyone that turned into a tree would eventually become something called a Shinju, a creature way more advanced than a simple claw grind. Now originally the Ten Tails would need Otsutsuki to evolve into a divine tree, but due to Code having a white karma, it's safe to assume that Code's karma was enough to allow the Ten Tails to evolve. But the Ten Tails wouldn't evolve in the way you think, as the Ten Tails would evolve into 4 different Shinjus: Misiri, Bug, Hidari, and Jura. Now Misiri is the Shinju version of Moegi. You have the Shinju version of Bug being Bug. We have Jura, who doesn't have a confirmed identity yet. And then we have the Shinju version of Sasuke, Hidari. Now in my opinion, Hidari is the biggest threat out of all the Shinju. Now the reason why I say Hidari is the biggest threat is due to the fact that it's Sasuke. Now back in Boruto chapter 5, when the Shinju were all explaining, Hidari, just like Sasuke, was being the most observant out of the group, even going as far as to questioning his own existence. And that right there, in my opinion, is the first sign that Hidari is a wild card, as all the other Shinjus are just blindly believing in Jura's words. Hidari is actually being the one to question everything. And you can see Jura giving off a look when he saw Hidari questioning. But just like all the other Shinju, Hidari also has his own target. And nonetheless, Hidari's target is none other than Sarada Uchiha, the literal daughter of Sasuke. So it's obvious that Hidari has retained some sort of memories from Sasuke, as it's literally been said before that everyone's memories are connected by chakra. But as a Shinju, Hidari's natural instinct is to eat Sarada. So the question is, how is Hidari versus Sarada going to go? In my opinion, I think they're setting up Hidari versus Sarada to be the new gen version of Sasuke versus Itachi, as we know that Sasuke versus Itachi was essential for Sasuke's character development. With Sarada versus Hidari is definitely going to be a character moment for both characters, because assuming that the Shinju aren't just like the Otsutsuki, the Shinju should be able to have feelings and love, especially with Hidari, as he's the Shinju version of Sasuke, and we all know how much Sasuke loves Sarada, as Sasuke literally went rogue a second time just for Sarada. And assuming that Hidari has that fatherly love just like Sasuke, he might even spare Sarada, because I'm gonna keep it real with you guys, there's literally no way Sarada can beat Hidari, because again, even though the Shinjus are evolved Ten Tails, they were also mixed with human chakra coming from Code, so they should in theory have some sort of human decency. There's signs showing that they kind of do, as they all have targets that their previous counterparts loved. Misiri and Moegi with Konohamaru, Shinju Bug with Ada, as Bug was affected by Ada's love ability, and with Jura is out of Ishiki and Kaoki, as he is going after Naruto, and we also still don't know Jura's identity. But like I said before, with them going after the people their counterparts loved, I would like to assume that they do have some humanity within them, because when we first got introduced to the Shinju, Jura made it known that they were after more knowledge, and that they would spare Boruto. And again, we all know Sasuke's personality is to observe and research, and with him asking the question, what exactly are we, it's safe to assume that Hidari is going to be going on a knowledge mission. And we all know Sasuke as a character never really went with a crowd judgment. Sasuke himself as an outlaw never really listened to anybody, and Sasuke as a character always went with his gut feeling no matter how many people were against him. Just like when he went rogue the first time, he had a clear-cut mission and nobody could stop him from his goal. Even when he joined the Akatsuki for a short period of time, he still never really took orders. And as we saw in Boruto Part 1, Sasuke went with his gut feeling to trust his daughter. He trusted his daughter more than anybody else in the village, and part of that was seeing Sarada's Mangekyo Sharingan. So yes, I do think the writers are setting up a betrayal coming from Hidari, but another reason as to why I think Hidari is the biggest threat out of all the Shinju is due to the fact that he has Sasuke's entire arsenal. And again, Hidari isn't just a simple clone that would be created from Orochimaru or Amato. This is a Ten Tails clone of Sasuke, also infused with Ko's chakra. On top of that, you're adding the six-path chakra that Sasuke originally had, and on top of that, you're adding on Sasuke's intellect. Hidari is a dangerous clone. Now remember, the last time we seen Sasuke, he was crippled. He had no left arm and he also had no left eye. Hidari, on the other hand, has both of those. He has his left hand and assuming he has his left eye. And the name Hidari itself ironically translates to left hand. Now, just off of those I just listed, Hidari is obviously above Prime Sasuke. As we saw, he was able to go hand in hand with base Boruto. He even countered Boruto's Rasengan with the Chidori, which would also confirm that Hidari has Sasuke's arsenal. Now, I'm not going to be doing too much think pieces on this, but Boruto and Hidari basically have the same arsenal, as it was confirmed by Sasuke himself that Boruto learned everything that Sasuke knew. So technically, anything that Boruto whips out that he learned from Sasuke, Hidari should have that as well, which makes him an even more dangerous character. But one thing that I also don't see people talking about is Hidari's left eye, because currently they've been covering Hidari's left eye every time we've seen him. Now, people are forgetting that Sasuke also had a special left eye, as Sasuke was the only one to have Tomoe's in his Rinnegan, and he also had a special Rinnegan ability called the Amena Tenjukara, an ability that would allow Sasuke to trade places with anybody that he saw fit, an ability that multiple Sasuke called troublesome. And with Hidari getting a left hand, I wouldn't be surprised if they also gave Hidari Sasuke's left eye, as we know each and every one of the Shinju has the Rinnegan. And another clue to this is Jura using Ishiki's ability, as we know Jura does not have Ishiki's dojutsu, but he was also able to summon cubes. And the fact that they're covering Hidari's left eye, there's a very high chance he has Sasuke's Rinnegan. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you guys think Hidari is the biggest threat out of the Shinjus, or do you guys think it's still Jura? But other than that, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and also follow my Twitter link in the description, and I'm out.